Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host, Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets, available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Bryce Betts. Bryce is a graphic designer at Dream Racing and a host of 20 at 20 podcast. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Bryce Betts. Bryce, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Thank you so much. Bryce, you told me before coming on interview that you are not, without any formal education, you became a graphic designer and you made a killing as a young man. Now you're gone to college again to learn the marketing and something. That's amazing. We are so proud of you without even letting you talk about a word. Tell me your story. Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with? That inspired you to become a graphic designer for big brands like Red Bull and Kawasaki. And oh my God, I look at your work on your website. I say, if we are together, I can salute you like very closely. So
Thank you. Definitely. So my dad's actually an artist. My dad does murals. He's been in Sunset Magazine, 60 Minutes. My dad, he's fully been an artist my whole life. And through that, he does more physical art, but he was doing mock-ups and stuff in Photoshop growing up. And this would have been probably in maybe like 2011 or so. And around then I was in 5th grade, and I saw him working in Photoshop, and so naturally I kind of picked it up, and I actually did a school project where I had to show a skill, and I picked Photoshop, and I started photoshopping random things. I was racing BMX at the time, and I was racing at a pretty high level for someone that age, and I was taking pictures of me riding bikes and putting floating pigs and like parrots on my shoulder, TVs on my head, stuff a kid would do. But what I didn't realize is that was actually building skills that I'll use later in life. And I started doing projects for myself, really in that BMX world. As I was progressing, so was my design skills, and luckily so was my network. So I was working with some of the largest, like the best pros in the sport were some of my best friends. And so by me just doing some projects for my friends, I was doing it for Olympians and world champions. And this is a very quick progression, but it happened over a few years. And before I knew it, I was graduating high school, and I was a head editor for the bicycle publication, racing around the world and designing for some of the biggest companies. I was did the bike that won the Olympics in 2016. And I've naturally kind of changed that into where I work now, Dream Racing, which is a Lamborghini race team, as well as an exotic car driving experience where you can rent the world's largest selection of supercars and race cars. And I do all the design there and the social and help with the marketing. So it's been a fun career progression.
So you started actual learning from in 5th grade, and by high school you are the head editor of So hats off to you again. That's amazing. The youth, how they can learn when they actually apply what they're thinking.
Yeah, and when it's a passion too, right? It doesn't feel like work. So after school or after training and stuff, I was really playing on the computer, but what I was doing is what I do for work now.
Yeah, you do for work now. And I'm looking at your website, which you're going to share in a moment. Red Bull, Box, Kawasaki, Golden State Warriors, Feet, Dream Pops. Is it?
Yeah.
I would say, Bryce, you are lucky to get these clients, or you worked on to earn those clients, or your dad handed over those clients to you. I just want to make sure that's what the people are thinking is how this young kid can have this big.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in providing value to people, and that's gonna do dividends for your network. I have a LinkedIn article about how I got the Red Bull. I actually met someone at a pool party who was in a fraternity. I never joined a fraternity personally, but it was a fraternity pool party, and he started a marketing agency, needed a graphic designer. I'm a graphic designer. We knew each other and worked out a relationship there. I could say that story about every single thing that's on there. They all kind of happened based on circumstance, and they're always a fun surprise. But nothing was handed to me really besides like a work ethic.
I knew that already. Work ethics and be a person of a value than trying to, hey, no, nobody's giving me the work. So, Bryce, I'm going to ask you some tough questions. I'm going to snatch your legally, ethically, and you're going to steal all of your best secrets, what you're keeping it with yourself so far. This year, opportunity to share with the world, more specifically, share with the youth who, so that way they start thinking, yes, we can learn and we actually do something. So, Bryce, are you ready?
I'm ready.
What are the top three mistakes to avoid to when you're picking up the passion and actually making it happen like you have done?
Yeah, the number one thing is not starting, right? Without actually doing it, you're never going to know where it's going to go, or and you don't want to live with that regret. And although it sounds like I've done and I definitely have. I've worked with really cool people. I've done cool projects, and I'm proud of where I am today. There's definitely things that I wish I started earlier, wish I kept up with, and anything that I've put a lot of effort into and been consistent with, it's paid off in dividends, and I believe that for anyone. So I definitely think that's important, and just don't get in the way of yourself. You don't want to be you don't like you're your hardest critic, right? So you definitely don't want to tell yourself you can't do it, or even your first video, if you're posting on YouTube, isn't going to be good. Your first design isn't going to be great. Whatever you're doing is going to be hard. So you just have to enjoy that process and get through it. And lastly, I guess the most important thing is for me is make sure that you're able to provide mutual value to people, and don't just take. So if you let's say have a mentor relationship, or you want to reach out to someone, or work within a company, don't just say everything that you want. You can think of creative ways to work with people, and I don't think with the internet, there's so many great tools out there to find ways that you could provide value, and if you're able to provide value, anyone will talk to you. So don't be scared to reach out to people, but also make sure you could provide value.
Okay. So, is it okay if I put you on a spot?
Yeah.
Let's say there are so many marketing agency, big ones, where you're really kind of thinking, oh, I need to work with one of those for a graphic designer job. So, what would be your pitch? By looking at their website, look at the LinkedIn profile and see what they're posting, and then what?
Yeah, I would find something that they're not doing currently that you're able to offer, and you're able to provide value that way. I'm currently working with an agency called Friends, FRNDS agency in Denver, and so that one value add for me is I'm able to make gifts on social media. So when you're on Instagram and you're like posting on your story and you search for a gift, you could be on TikTok or Snapchat, and I'm able to make branded content in there. Super easy, something I've done with a lot of companies, but not many people are doing it, and even marketing agencies aren't working on it now. And all that was me taking a day to figure out one, how to make it. I didn't know how to make animated content. Learn how to do that, and then learn how to upload it to Giphy. And if you reach out to anyone with something that you can get them millions of impressions at a low cost, they're going to reply. So I think you just want to find that value, and it might be easier sometimes or harder than other times. For me, I've already found that thing, but that's what I do.
Oh, this is a great example. Thank you. So you be a person of value, and you're making them realize I saw the gap, and here is the solution. That's why they really kind of that makes an interview process and hiring process makes so easy.
Yeah, because if you go and say, "Hey, hire me. I'm a graphic designer," how many of those are there out there, and how many messages do they get? You probably won't even get a reply. But if you're able to say, "Hey, I can provide this service for you," and at least will get them interested. And even if they don't hire you, it's great connection. Or you never know. Sometimes you reach out to people and it doesn't lead to anything right away, and then 3 years later, it could be the biggest thing you've done. So it's definitely worth it.
Mhm. So in your young age, what is your biggest, greatest failure so far, which kind of feel, oh my God, I had to go through this one, and what did you learn from that, and how did you recover from it?
Yeah, I think for me, my biggest failure has been just on myself. I've had times mentally where I haven't been in the best spot, and because of that, I've let work kind of fall through the cracks. And definitely for me, I think the mistake was just not being consistent by either constantly doing the things that I'm working towards, or maybe missing some deadlines in that. And that really it's not okay, but you have to learn from things like that. And for me, I've learned by going to the gym, staying active, doing like simple things, making my bed. There's a lot of things to just make sure like, because you could focus so much on work, but you need to make sure you're in an okay spot mentally to be able to handle that. And that's something that I definitely value more in the last few.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Bryce, let's switch this side. Enough about mistakes, enough about your failure. Let's just switch to a positive side. So, what are your top three secrets of success to help you to stay focused and deliver results for your clients?
Definitely. I think it's pretty similar to what I said not to do, just kind of flipped around. But really, like I said, you need to start. That starting is everything. If you don't start, you'll never know if you're able to do it or not. And you'll start things that maybe aren't the best, but that's just one step closer. And everyone has a number. Some people say try something 10 times. Some people say do the 10,000 hours. I don't care what you do as long as you start and you're at least closer to that. And then also for me, I come from a high performance cycling background, so goals are super important. And working towards those like relentlessly into a time when you think it might not even happen. I set a goal in 2014 that I want to design something at the Olympics. I was doing blog posts. I was messaging every federation, talking to all the athletes in the cycling world. And I wanted to design something at the Olympics. I didn't think it was going to work. And then in the last inning, like very last minute, a bike manufacturer had something fall through. And I had a few days to do something because I was putting the work out there, and my goal was public. So that's my last thing is to not only set goals but make them public, because you'd be surprised if people can help you, they'll want to.
Everybody's talking about make goals. How are you added on plus the idea to make it public so there is somebody maybe contribute to achieve that goal.
Yeah. One of my friends, Dr. Lee, has a book called Persist, and he talks about that. Because if you tell everyone your goals, that they're going to naturally think of you come time to do that. So I think that's a super important. And then that social accountability also helps. And if you told everyone, you're going to be more willing to want to do it because you don't want to let people down.
Yeah, wonderful. Anything else you would like to add in this? And one more secret, which you're still holding it to yourself?
I guess I'll just add use social media and use the platforms that have great reach right now. I mean, like TikTok is, if you want to promote a brand or promote yourself, you got to use these new platforms that are that have algorithms that promote you. So don't spend all your time on Facebook and think it's not working if you didn't try all the other things.
Yeah. So what is your idea on TikTok?
Yeah, I more manage the company that I work for is TikTok, Dream Racing LV.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. So follow Dream Racing LV.
Yeah, Dream Racing LV, Las
Yes.
Vegas. Is that right?
Yeah,
Dream
Las
Racing
Vegas.
Yeah, Dream Racing LV. So thank you so much. And tell us about your podcast. You are the host of 20 at 20. What does that mean?
Yeah, so for me, that podcast is kind of on hold. I need to launch it again. I actually just got my mic fixed recently. But the premise of that is 20-minute conversations with industry leaders about what advice to give their 20-year-old self. So me as a young person, I love hearing like learning from people's mistakes and seeing what they would advise to the youth. So that's something that's passionate to me, and that's the podcast.
How many episodes you have done?
10.
10. That's a great start. So, wonderful. 20 at 20.
Yeah, I'll have to have you on.
Yeah, they're happy to. Just
Thank
let
you.
me know whenever I will make myself available. How about this one?
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's great conversation.
Yeah, definitely. And so we got you are going through a formal education now.
Yeah, I'm working full time, and I have working at the agency as internship as well, and then I'm going to school for marketing and part time at night. So I finished this semester, and I'll have my degree in marketing while working in marketing. So it made a lot of great connections there. So I'm thankful for.
Once you have a degree in the marketing, great. First of all, doing 3 things at once. So you actually found a time to be on this show. We really honored for that. Being a young man doing 3 things all at once, full time.
Yeah.
Internship at marketing and being a guest on the show, and you're about to complete your marketing. So how the future look like for you as a marketing once you have the degree, and where you what you want to do when you grow up. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, I mean, if I look long term, I'd like to be maybe in a creative director position at a brand and more strategy. Near term, nothing's going to change. I enjoy my job. I'm doing what I can to continue to grow every day and learn. Once I finish school, I'll continue to learn. I think that's super important. And yeah, I'd like to be more involved in the strategy behind design, and that's my goal with the marketing degree. But I also I'm patient, so I'm happy where I'm at.
Ah, wonderful. If there's a one thing can change to make you progress a little faster, what it would be?
Oh, I haven't thought of that. I guess for me, I don't want a shortcut. There's like a cool I've seen this cool meme where this woman, she has a bottle of wine, she's going through a fence and she's handing it off, trying to get it to over the fence, right? And then she thinks she gets the shortcut because a kid takes a bottle of wine, puts it up to the top, and gives her another bottle of wine. She's up at the top, and it looks like a shortcut, but really she doesn't have the foundation, and she can't move the bottle of wine out of the fence anymore. And so I don't. I think I could be dropped into, say, my dream position at a large company, and probably not ready for that yet. So I'm gonna I don't I guess I could meet some more people and learn that, but I'm in a good spot. So I don't really want a shortcut.
Wonderful. That's good. It's great. Bryce, so many young people who are watching this now, and they are getting a marketing degree. So what would be your kind of so-called advice to them to outreach to the industry and get a
Yeah.
better
Yeah.
job?
Yeah,
What would
to me, you need to start doing. School is kind of like I look at it as like a safari. If you're in the marketing program, it's like a safari through marketing. You get to see all these things. You know, you see the zebra, you see digital marketing, you learn about different channels and all this stuff, but you're not really doing. So you need to once you're aware of these things, take the next step and find something that you could combine your passion with what you're learning and just start. So if you want to do social media, even if you don't want to be a internet creator, you need to at least start putting some stuff out there and better understand it, because you can read all you want, but if you never do it, it's not very applicable. So you're learning where things are and why, but you need to start doing it is my advice.
Yeah, we learn by actually doing it what we know. That help you to learn better, add a clarity to this one.
Yeah.
Bryce Betts, thank you so much. I asked you many questions as a young person, and you handled it very well. And I really appreciate coming on this Growth Hacking Secret Show and sharing it, because I know many youth watch it. So I want to make sure I'm going to cover that youth angle as well. We're so proud of you. Thank you so much, Bryce Betts, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.